What's up, guys? It has been kind of a crazy week. I've been traveling. Yesterday it was like super windy. I wanted to film, but I couldn't. And now today, apparently there are crazy wildfires going on. The air is so smoky. My throat hurts just being out here, but I'm gonna film this video for you guys. I'm in Montana. It's really pretty, but it's like kind of insane with these wildfires. Thank you guys so much for leaving me such fun questions. This really cheered me up after I tried to make a DIY jewelry video for you guys and it was a complete fail because I had like 7 mental breakdowns trying to make this stupid bracelet, and then I decided to do a Q&A instead, and you guys left me such good questions, just like really fun, silly, good questions. Okay, so let's just get into it. Do you play any instruments? If so, have you ever been in a band? So I play guitar, not well. I definitely could be better if I actually played it, but I think I pick up the guitar about like once every few months, if that. I don't know why. I really would like to get more into it and like actually improve. No, I've never been in a band. I think that would be like the most, pretty much like the coolest thing ever, but I don't think I'm talented enough to do that. Bands are kind of magical to me. The way they like can all play in sync is like there has to be some magic involved there. I don't know. Okay, this next person left me so many questions, which is amazing. Okay. Number 1, are you a Swiftie? If so, what's your favorite album? No, I'm not a Swiftie. But when I was like, I don't know, 13, her like country pop stuff was kind of my jam. She wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts. Her newer stuff just isn't my cup of tea, but based on like what I've heard, I feel like she's a talented writer. Who's your favorite nepo baby? That is such a funny question. There are probably a lot of celebrities that I like that are nepo babies that I wouldn't even know because I just like haven't looked it up. I just don't know. But for some reason, the first person that comes to mind is Jaden Smith. When he was like 14 or something and he was doing those like crazy deep quotes, those were so good. I love those. I was like ready to get "How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real" tattooed. I would have done it. I was obsessed with those. I don't really know what he's up to now, but that's just what I think of when I think of Jaden Smith. Do you think nepo babies are a fair term to use for people who have had an advantage in success? Yeah, I do. I feel like that's what it is. I mean, what else are you gonna call it? But at the same time, I would never dislike someone because they're a nepo baby. I would never say that they aren't talented just on the basis that they're a nepo baby. How do you feel about all the news about UFOs? And do you have any personal stories about things you saw in the sky during your time in the wilderness? I think the news about UFOs is crazy. It's so insane to finally get like an admission officially that we have those. We've seen those. They're out there. That being said, I have traveled a lot and spent a lot of time staring at the sky at night, and I've never seen anything that could resemble a UFO. But I'm sure they're out there. I did camp outside Area 51 for several days, and unfortunately I did not see any UFOs or aliens. But it was fun. If you had to pick what part of America is the funnest to venture through, West Coast, Central America, or East Coast? So, if you don't know, America's public land, the land that you can camp on if you don't want to pay, just free land, is all on the West Coast. So I'll show you a map or something, but yeah, it's all from like, if you look at Colorado to the west, that's where all of it is. So yeah, I would definitely have to say West Coast for that, but yeah, I've only been to the East Coast a couple times before I ever did van life or anything like that. I've only been to DC to visit my brother back when he was living there, but I haven't been anywhere else on the East Coast. For some reason, the East Coast kind of just like confuses me. It looks like super congested. It's just like not what I'm used to at all with like the way the states are on the West. But I would like to go there someday and see what's going on over there, but probably not while I'm doing van life, because as I said, there's nowhere really to go unless you pay for a campground. Are you Betty or Veronica? I don't know. Probably Betty. I don't know, neither. Um, any favorite YouTube channels or TV series you'd like to recommend? Um, I won't recommend TV series because I think all of the TV shows I watch or that I really like are like very well known and basic. As far as YouTube channels go, there's Jessica Kobasi. If you're interested in like photography or modeling, stuff like that, she's a professional portrait photographer and she has a YouTube channel and she like shows behind the scenes of her shoots, but she also like just talks about stuff in relation to photography. Like she'll analyze celebrity images to see if they're photoshopped. She'll react to episodes of America's Next Top Model, stuff like that. Personally, I'm really into that kind of thing. If you're into commentary stuff, I feel like Ryan Beard is one of the best commentary channels out there. Just so much effort put into the videos. I feel like that channel should be like one of the top ones, but it's getting there, I think. I don't remember. But yeah, would recommend. If you are reincarnated as an animal, what would it be? Love your vids, by the way. Thank you so much. I don't know. I've actually thought about this before, like what animal I would like to be. One of my favorite animals is a fox, so that could be a good one. But honestly, in terms of like what I would like to be, I feel like it would have to be some kind of bird because flying would just be so sick. Like I feel like I'd have to be a hawk or something, even though I don't really care for hawks, like not one of my favorite animals, but I feel like it would be a good animal to actually be. What's the most significant thing you've ever completely changed your mind on? Okay, I really like this question. What an interesting thing to ask. I kind of thought about this for a minute and I couldn't really think of anything except for probably like feminism. When I was a teenager, I did not really care about feminism. I didn't know enough about it and it just wasn't like, I did not identify myself as a feminist. I was one of those people that said girls were drama and boys were more chill. As an adult, I totally like flip-flopped on that. I very much identify with feminism. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? So I would say Tokyo, Japan, but I've never actually been there, so I don't know if I can like really make that claim. I've also heard that Japan is kind of like strict on tattoos. They're not as like accepted there, which like I have tattoos and I want to be like very heavily tattooed one day, so I don't know. But I know that tattooed people do live in Japan. It's not like they can't live there or anything, but I just don't know the struggles. I'm trying to think if there's anywhere else. Maybe like somewhere in the Pacific Northwest in America. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of places in this world that seem really cool that I just haven't been to, so I can't really like say whether they'd be good to live. Future plans for traveling. So I don't really have any specific plans. However, I would really like to go to Alaska. I think that will happen for me in the next few years. Zodiac sign, your moon sign and rising sign, if you know them. So I'm a Libra, but that doesn't really mean anything to me. I'm not an astrology person. I did look up my birth chart, I think, one time, and I just didn't really like identify with it. I didn't really like it, so I don't remember what it said. Do you find it difficult living on the road with the cats? Did they adapt pretty easily or was it a struggle at first? I have two myself and have been thinking about van life, but I don't know if they'll vibe. So yes, it's difficult. I would say it was way more difficult in the beginning. They definitely struggled at first. They're chill now though, and they do really, really enjoy going outside. They never got to do that when we lived in an apartment, and they really enjoy their time outside, and I think your cats probably would too if you would allow them to do that. We always put ours on leashes, or if they're off leash, we closely monitor them. I think people who live in vans and let their cats just like run free and hope they'll come back are crazy. I would say there are two things to consider. Number one, how do they act in the car? Like when you take them to the vet, Are they just like losing their minds in the car? Because that's probably how they will act in the van for the first like couple months or even like a year of van life. Like if they don't like car rides, they're not going to like them for a while probably. We had to deal with that. And two, how do they act at night? Do they like run around screaming at night? Do they bother you and wake you up? Because keep in mind, you'll be in a really small space with them. So it's not like you can close a door or anything. You may lose sleep. I definitely have. We have one like kind of crazy cat and one more chill cat. Now let's check the DMs. What inspires you most in life, whether it be to make art or explore new places? Where does the drive come from most? Art and like creative stuff is pretty different from like exploring type stuff for me. For exploring, I would say me and my boyfriend, from really early on, we would always go on adventures. It was kind of our thing, and now we live in a van, so we get to do that all the time. We just like hype each other up on places we want to visit and stuff like that. So I would say that's where my inspiration to travel is from. In terms of creative stuff, I would say it all comes back to like music. I feel like music is just the driving force for like everything I want to do that's creative. Like I can be totally sick of painting or drawing and doing art, but if I discover new music to listen to while I do it, then I'm totally inspired again. What are your favorite color combinations in fashion, art, makeup, etc.? I love this question. I love that you didn't just say what's your favorite color, because I have different colors I like for different things. I would say for fashion, I really like black and red together. That's definitely one of my favorite combos. I also go for like dark green, like army green a lot when it comes to clothes. For art, I feel like, in my opinion, purple is the most aesthetic color. I feel like an art piece needs purple is like the most beautiful color. For home decor, even though you didn't ask about home decor, I really love the color burnt orange. I have burnt orange bed sheets, and I think burnt orange goes well with like green. Like I have a lot of fake plants around the bed. I think it looks really good. For makeup, it totally depends on what hair color I have, I would say. I like brown and purple together for some reason. Okay, I think that's it. All right, guys, thank you so much for leaving me questions. This was fun to film and answer. I will have new videos for you guys soon. I am traveling right now, so kind of a lot going on, but I'm gonna make jewelry. I'm gonna finish my travel vlog for you guys, so stay tuned for those. See you guys next time. Peace.